everyone, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I am going to be reviewing and doing a 3 looks 1 palette with the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This palette retails for $49 at Sephora and everywhere else. An all-in-one eyeshadow palette with 21 shades for every possible eye look, from neutral to smoky and bright to sultry. It just looks very versatile. The colors, it looks like it has an array of shades and finishes. So let's get started with look number 1. Essentially what this palette is, this is gorgeous. I hadn't opened it yet. Essentially what you can do with this palette is take it anywhere with you and you will have an eyeshadow look for any occasion. So I think that's super cool. This is a really cool packaging. It has a magnetic closing. It has a huge mirror. This is such a nice mirror. And these are the shades. This just looks like the perfect palette. I hope it does not disappoint because I've been waiting to use this palette for the longest time until I got around to filming with it, and now is the time. A fluffy brush, I'm gonna start with Weekender all over my lids. I don't know if you guys can see that on Weekender, but it has a lot of kickback. Okay, that looks like nothing's happening on my eyes. That's probably my eyelid shade. It's the same shade as my eyelids, but it should still help with blending out the rest of the shades, so I'm not too worried about that. Now we're gonna go into the crease with this shade called Reef. Ooh, oh my god, you guys. It is already blending itself out and I'm barely, oh my gosh. This is so nice. Now I'm gonna go in with Still Shot just a little bit to help blend out Riff. I just want a hint of this corally orange at the very top. So far, so good. For some reason, this eye is not blending out as good as this eye is, but I don't think that's the eyeshadow's fault. I just think there's something off with my eye makeup on my eyes right now. Yeah, I probably did something with my base, so disregard that. It still looks pretty even on camera, but I can tell in person. I'm gonna use this shade right here called Baja. I'm gonna dip into it just a little bit because it looks very intense. So I'm gonna put this right in my crease as well. Whoa. This is such a good orange. Oh my gosh, my eye is already starting to water. I hate when it does that. It was doing that last night as well. And it took off half of my eyeshadow. 1, 2, 3. I'm like barely tapping in there and I'm getting so much product payoff. For some reason it's just going on darker on this side. It looks so nice on this side, but this side is just, yeah, it just looks like a completely different look on this side. I don't mind how it looks on this side, but it doesn't match what's going on the other side. Taking my little shader brush, I'm gonna dip into a celery. Oh my god, that feels so buttery. And I'm gonna start putting that all over my eyelid. Yeah, good choice, good choice. You can definitely build this shadow up. You can build any of these shades up, actually. Do I have any fallout? Yes, I like a tiny bit. It's very insignificant, but you can tell it's there. Just gonna dust that away. Yep, none of that fallout clinged on to my under eye, so that's really good. Now I'm gonna take the same shade, Accelerate, and I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of primer water. I'm gonna put that right in the center. Oh yes. And I'm gonna make sure there's no harsh line right here. and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. I'm pretty happy with this look. Now I'm just gonna blend my under eye. I'm gonna take Riff and put it under my eye. It's just so quick and easy with the eyeshadow palette. Well, the shadows that I've tried so far, it's just so easy to work with and to blend with and to build them up while still blending them. So I don't want my under eye to be too dark, so I think I'm gonna stop at Riff. God. I think I wanna go with Blaze as my highlight shade. See how that works out. Oh yeah. It has like a shift to it, but it's really nice. I actually like that. So I'm just gonna blend that out as much as I can. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that little shift that it has to it. This shade has like an orangey, pinkish hue to it, which works really well with the orange. I'm gonna go do the rest of my face off camera and I'll be right back. Oh my god, this is look number 1 and I am so obsessed with it. It's very fall using orange, and the lashes just make it look, just bring the whole look together. I worked with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eyeshadows today, and they didn't muddied up together. They all blended really well cohesively. It just looks so blended. It looks so good. And I paired it with my favorite lip liner at the moment. I have not stopped using this lip liner. This is Iced Latte by Kylie Cosmetics, and Pumpkin Matte Liquid Lipstick. That is it for look number 1. Now let's move on to look number 2. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this eye is definitely darker here in the crease, and this one is like lighter. Like the brown in this one is so much lighter than this one. I don't know what's going on. I've done the same exact thing on both eyes, and they're just turning out different. The more I add this Riff color, the more lighter it gets. And if I add Riff on this eye, the darker this one gets. I don't know what's going on. last and final look with the Born to Run palette by Urban Decay. I want to start with the one issue that I had with this palette. Like 2 days ago, I started editing this video thinking I had already filmed all 3 looks, which I hadn't. Yeah. In the first look, you can tell that I'm like, they're not really that even, like something's going on. I don't know I don't know what's happening. And it turned out great. You know, it turned out fine. You could barely even notice it. I could notice it. I can even notice it right now as I'm looking like in my mirror. This eye would always be darker than this one. This one would be lighter and like more airbrush looking. But this one, it was more like intense and more sultry, which they were both good, but just didn't match each other. As I'm filming the second look, I didn't realize that I was having the same issue all over again. So as I was editing, I'm like the same thing literally happened. I just didn't mention it because I guess I didn't remember that I had that issue with the first look as well. If any of this is making any sense. So tonight I sat down and I started filming this look. So I literally do the same routine on my eyes for any eyeshadow. Even if I'm not wearing any eyeshadow for that day, I do the same exact thing for my eyelids. And that's putting a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape Concealer down, blending it out with my beauty blender, and then going in with my Laura Mercier powder very lightly. That's literally what I do every single time. I'm like, is it me? Is it my eyes? Is it my eyes, or is it the eyeshadow? Is it the palette? The only thing that I can come up with in order to get a look that looks even on both sides, I feel like you have to scrape off the first layer of at least the matte shades, especially like right here as I'm sitting like trying to blend. And I will step back and this one would be darker, this one would be lighter. So with that being said, that is the only issue I had with this palette. The eyeshadows themselves like are actually amazing. Yeah, like with the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Vault collection thing, those you had to scrape off the first layer of them, but it was still really hard to work with. These, you scrape off the first layer of them, and now that my hair kind of looks a little better, I do really recommend this palette. It's a really well-rounded palette. You have probably any eyeshadow you could ever want, any eyeshadow color. I feel like it was very smart, the shades that were chosen for this particular palette. You get like 3 of each category of each group. You could come up with so many eyeshadow looks. So you can definitely, like, you're getting such high quality eyeshadows out of this. So many colors, so many options that I really love this palette. Not only for fall, I feel like this is such a good year-round palette. So thank you so much for joining me in this video, and if you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe. Come back for more. I am producing these a little bit faster now, especially with the holidays coming up. I have so many palettes that I just want to try out. I'm so interested in the Berries and Cream palette by Dominique Cosmetics from Kristen Dominique here on YouTube. The Kylie Holiday palette, I can't wait to get that in my hands. I ordered the James Charles palettes. Those are gonna be some really good videos coming up, and so many other more palettes. Please let me know down in the comment section below which palettes you want me to try out for the 3 Looks 1 palette series here on my channel. And yeah, thank you so much again for watching, and I hope I'll see you here soon. Bye bye.